Terry fucking O'Quinn. End. I'm done.
Dude, I know I was
Done after that.
He was like out the box crazy, just wonderful too. Did a great job.
I saw this in the theater right when it came out. I think it was the Kabuki or something, like opening weekend.
No, Alexandria.
Yeah, maybe you're
you
right.
saw it before they shut the theater down because
I
of the
haven't seen
writing.
it since. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that has not aged very well. It's very ugly. Most of the rest of the acting is kind of terrible. The 16-year-old character's nude scene seems a bit problematic.
You know what? At the time,
at least she was actually 23. Like that's the one thing.
Well, they have to do that.
So the 16-year-old girl with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you have to do that because you can get a full day's work out of it. Yeah.
And I do. Well, you'll read what yours like. The opening 5 minutes of this movie is just great.
It is. It's
but
the music kind of sucks too.
Terry O'Quinn is so watchable in every single scene that he's in. Like he's the star, but he totally steals this movie. He makes it. He's the thing that still makes this, I think, totally. It's good grindhouse crap.
He's why people remember this movie.
Yeah, and I know that he went on, like he's been in a million things since, and this was sort of the movie that broke him, but he deserved it because he took what was a somewhat thinly written. The premise was sort of novel, like what if your stepdad was a psychopath?
True story too.
But like after that, like it's fairly thinly written, but he makes the most out of every single line that he's doing.
The scene where the daughter's down in the basement getting the ice cream, and he comes down to have one of his little freakouts.
Yeah, right. A little freak out.
It's just like holy shit.
And then for me, like that bit where
I just have to be nice to everybody all the time. I'm a salesman.
You know how it is. He says to her, "You know how it is."
But then the doctor says everybody does it.
Right before he punches Shelley Hack in the face, and he does that. Wait, who am I now? Who am I this time?
Who am I now?
I love that. But
that's great, and that's so brutal when he hits her in the face with the phone.
Wait, who am I supposed to be? That was just
and also when
guy with the 2x4.
Yeah,
that was
repeatedly.
That was a mid-film bit. That was like just.
That's where you really see that, you almost forgot that.
You forgot the thing. It brings back rather vividly.
When he's pushing the little girl in the swing set, and he calls her Jill.
Yeah.
No, it's like I thought your daughter's name was Stephanie, and he's like, yeah, Stephanie.
Yeah.
I have a bit here. I'm going to go a little bit long on this because I'm going to tell you what my reaction to this film was. I saw it when it first came out, and it was just another horror film. Big deal. I watched it last week, and it really kind of lingered with me. And I thought about it the next day, and I realized that any good film has kind of a sympathy bridge where you feel for somebody. And the daughter, I felt really bad for her because I thought that she did a great job being just an ordinary teenage girl. She was insecure.
I was shocked to find out she was 23.
Yeah, I know, but I know she did a great job. But she was going to therapy. She was trying really hard to like this guy, and she just wanted to fit in and be a normal kid. There's some scenes with her like playing with the dog in the room that broke my heart because she is just this teenager just trying to cope, and it came through so well in this film that I felt I really just kind of reached out to her, and just felt really bad for her. I'm glad she got through at the end. That was really helpful, but. That was really well done.
If you cut out the beginning, part, you cut out the part where he kills the doctor. You cut out the part where he smiles after he tells her the doctor's dead and she hugs him. This is a completely different movie.
Right.
Like this is a family drama about a girl who does not accept her new stepfather.
Exactly right.
And like the whole thing with this movie is I think it really works on that level too. Like I think the family drama part of it really works mostly because of the daughter and because of Terry O'Quinn. Because I think they both turn in incredible performances in this movie, playing two characters who do not understand each other's motivations, who do not understand what the other person wants and why the other person's there, but they both fit into a narrative that they've created about the world. The daughter fits into his narrative about the nuclear family. I love that when he goes and talks to the principal at the school, there's a big picture of Ronald Reagan up above her head.
It was 87.
Because he is the epitome of Reagan's America. He's the epitome of the throwback to the 50s.
That scene where he goes and he catches family going back into their house, and the little girl turns around and
oh yeah.
It's like not have been more than Norman Rockwell if he tried.
It's weird because his motivations were like, I want this nuclear perfect little 50s family, and
to the point where he builds the birdhouse and puts it up, and he says, I hope a family of birds moves in.
I know. He's so wrapped up in that, and he's absolutely psychotic. So it's like it never worked.
I didn't understand what Thanksgiving was before now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a nuts. But like I said, I felt for the girl. Weird thing is that my sister was a senior in high school in 87. And that's probably part of it, you know, and but it was just, I thought that you're right, the dynamic in this family with them was even if it wasn't like a bloody horror film, was fascinating. You could have made a straightforward drama about this.
Right. The movie plays on very, very real, much like arachnophobia. The movie plays on very, very real fears that people have about other people entering their family. Like, like it is incredibly common for children to not accept a new parent who's brought into the family dynamic, especially at this age.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then you find out, you find out that it's only been a year.
Right.
It's only been a year. She hasn't even processed her dad's death. And her mom has so much emotional loss in this that she just needs another person in the family and overlooks all of these slightly weird things about him, which is the big problem with the remake. Oh,
you watched that?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Any good?
The character is not slightly weird. He's fucking.
Who plays him?
He's like
right. Even with this one, you're questioning the Shelley Hack character. It's like, doesn't she see the glassy eyes and just the weird dead smile?
It's the other doctor from Nip Tuck, the one who isn't Dr. Doom.
Never saw
I can't remember his name. He's a good actor, and Celia Ward's the mom, and
she's a good actor.
Great. And that movie sucks ass because he's all the way Patrick Bateman in that movie, and it's just like,
that's
right. Well, then you can't believe it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no. The thing is also,
who would marry this guy?
Yeah, and they made 2 sequels to this, and the women get dumber in the sequels too.
Wait, how did he survive this one?
They say that the knife missed his heart.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then in the third one, he won't even be in it. He's like, I'm fucking done with this. So they get a different actor to play him.
So Terry O'Quinn's in the second one.
Yes. He plays the stepfather in the second one. And it starts out with him in a mental institution after surviving getting stabbed and shot 5 times, but he's never hit technically a vital.
He gets hit in the shoulder, gets hit in the leg, ass. He gets shot in the ass, doesn't he?
So they get Freddy Krueger him a little bit. That's the thing. Like this unstoppable force of nature, dude.
And then
spiders. They bring in spiders.
Yeah, why not? Bring the spiders in, sure.
You know what's weird about this thing is the way it's made. It looks like a TV movie.
Totally.
It was made for very little.
Yeah,
it looks like junk. It was
all shot like 10 miles from here.
And yet it's rated R.
Right.
It's so funny. Movies have changed so much in the fact that this movie has such casual, unmotivated nudity in it at the beginning and the end. Like there's the shower scene that he takes a shower, and
I don't think that's unmotivated. He's taking
off. Take a shower, and so she is.
I know, but there was no reason to see his dong, and we get to see his dong
because you don't see that very much in movies. And
I'm just saying, times have changed.
But maybe that has a push pull. You see this guy naked in the first 3 minutes of the movie. It's like, what am I supposed to think about this guy?
You guys see the movie that Joseph Ruben did before this one called Dreamscape?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is that the one where they're like
with Dennis Quaid and
Dennis Quaid won, and the dude from the Warriors,
and the one they shot in Stockton? Yeah, that's.
They're like, is that the one where they're trying to prevent the apocalypse or something?
Yeah,
it's a going into people's dream.
Yeah. It was the other people dreaming movie after Nightmare on Elm Street, and I guess Douglas Trumbull's Brainstorm.
No. Right.
It wasn't terrible.
Oh, our
It's not terrible. It's a good sci-fi B movie.
Yeah. He also didn't want to direct this because he didn't want to get pegged as a horror director. And then basically, I think it was Terry O'Quinn talked him into it. Like,
did he direct the sequels?
No.
The handsome square jawed guy who drives the shitty Valiant. This thing. Remember him?
Oh,
he does the Scatman Crothers from like Shining.
He totally does the Scatman Crothers.
It's like he's chasing.
Comes in the door.
I know he chases the guy the whole movie.
Thank you for bringing that up because I had it on a post-it.
Oh, God.
It's true. I never thought about it.
But he gets that great line. He gets that great line after he stabs him, where he's like, "Next time you should call first."
That was really good.
I laughed out loud.
That was me too. It was really funny.
Hey, Jim's Corner.
Yeah, so I'd never seen this movie, and
Me neither.
Oh, wow.
Neither had Jared.
And
you'd never seen it, Jim, and
I enjoyed it. I said.
Oh, okay.
Well,
and that's Jim's review.
It's an uncomplicated film.
Oh yeah, right. There's not a lot of nuance going on.
I think there's more nuance than you might give it credit for. Like, I think it is.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit like the wife in the movie. You're kind of clueless.
Like, she struck me as kind of a serial monogamist. She's one of those people who always had to have a guy in her life.
It's almost the 80s, right? So it's almost the end of the 50s where.
No, I mean, he was talking about
to be the father for this stuff. And,
you can't have a house without a husband in it, basically.
Right.
That's still kind of
and the end of the movie has a beautiful summation in that shot where they cut from the birdhouse, or they pan from the birdhouse to the mother and the daughter arm in arm walking back into the house. And it's like, now,
nice.
Good. Now we have
her you taking the skill saw and just chopping that fucker down.
Yeah.
It's a good last image
and a good feminist statement too, might I add.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's another thing. It's another reason I picked this movie is I feel like there are far stronger female characters than you get in most horror movies at this time.
After Laurie Strode in Halloween, and Jamie Lee Curtis, she kind of ran with that through a couple of those splatter flicks she did in the early 80s. But no, the girl in this movie actually fights back a lot.
Yeah, she does.
And I remember at the time, that's survives. Cool.
She survives.
Yeah.
Also,
she's got a lot of initiative because she goes into
had recurring nightmares about that scene, and that literally was beat for beat the scene of him chasing her through the house. Yeah. She internalized it so much that it became a recurring nightmare.
That scene where he's backing her up and he's trying to step on the rafters.
She does it correctly and he doesn't.
He misses
through the floor. That's fucking great.
Yeah.
That's such a good. It's her house, not his house.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah.
And also, anybody who has an attic knows what's going to happen when he's up there like that.
I actually did that in my old house on Marna Lane. I fell through the attic
through the drywall.
Floor. I fell through the drywall.
I did not intend to pick two movies that involve falling through an attic, and yet somehow I picked two movies that involve falling through an attic.
But going back to the first movie, Jeff Daniels should have died from that fall he took in that movie.
2 stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a ways, exactly.
But he kind of bounced on the way down. So
he fell on a cushioning bed of spiders.
Oh, that's good to know.
Also, hitting that would have deformed it significantly before it broke, so that would have taken some of the momentum too.
I want to show you guys this picture I found online when I was looking for a background photo.
Oh, it's about on the set.
Wait. Is that Terry O'Quinn?
Yeah. That's like a behind the scenes.
The main cast. I'll cover with blood.
I'll send it to you, Scott. You can cut to it.
Apparently,
look at Shelly Heck's face.
I was like, we're having a great time.
Everyone loved working on this movie. This is just one of those movies where everybody was having a good time doing it, and that's another because you hear so much shit about in the Birds how he fucks her back up, and The Exorcist too. she gets slammed to the floor and stuff like that. And it's like,
Right.
this movie, even though there's this horrible violence that happens to these women, apparently they kept them safe and happy, and everyone enjoyed working on it.
Everybody had a good time.
Also, it looks like it was really well rehearsed. It looks like
Yes.
everybody knew their characters inside and out, which again that helps the sympathy gap a
Well,
bit
and
for
the
all of
actors
them.
were all good.
No one was.
Yeah.
There was no throwaway roles in this film at
Except for,
all.
like, is it a cop? Who's the black guy?
Yeah, who's there for
Cage
one
cop.
scene?
Yeah.
One scene.
He was bad.
He wasn't good.
There's some like the guy that gets Scatman Crothered at the end, and the cop. Like, there's a couple like just did not.
I think the brother does a pretty passable job.
Yeah.
I think he.
Which is why when he went down at the end, I thought, no, he's going to get back up again because he worked so hard to be here in this movie. You know,
Oh,
he
the
doesn't
guy
just
in the
go out
bottom.
like that.
He really was there to walk a gun into the room
Pretty
so
much.
that
Was he delivering? He's a gun delivery.
so Shelley Hack could get it.
The gun delivery system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which is fine in a horror movie. That's an absolutely reasonable
have to have that
character
one
to
for
have.
Totally cromulent part.
Yeah,
He's bringing
So-
the flamethrower from the hidden. He's bringing it in. So,
So I'm gonna read Jared's thing here, because then I want to say
Good.
something after that.
Okay, sounds good.
So, The Stepfather is awesome. The opening smacked me in the face. It hangs Dawn in
Literally.
the first 60 seconds, and whenever I think he meant whenever the slain family is revealed, is so fucking gruesome. I was impressed. I was also impressed by Terry O'Quinn's incredibly freaky, controlled performance. He's fantastic. Such a silly movie, but I thoroughly enjoyed. The story is ludicrous, but I still would have liked to have some backstory for Jerry to explain the way he is.
No, fair point.
Regardless, a creepy, murderous stepfather, dong, young boobies, bad 80s movie vibes. What's not to like?
Okay, well, there it is.
So I want to say, the thing I want to say is that they actually shot flashback scenes for Terry to explain what his life was like,
Wow.
and they cut him for time. They
Mhm.
wanted this movie to hit 90 minutes, so they cut him for time.
Like an hour and
What was it?
As far as I know, that information's never gotten out there.
Oh, weird.
Because he has a couple of lines where he says some things where you understand he was probably abused as a child.
Yes.
That was the feeling I got.
Yeah. But they never expound on it. And apparently no one ever, maybe you can go find Terry O'Quinn and ask him. And
when his character is trying to bond with the daughter, he's like, I had a rough time when I was a kid.
yeah, there's another,
They give you just enough.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
It's
And
enough.
it didn't bug me.
no, it didn't.
No, it's a complete film.
And the
It didn't
physical
bug me
performance was
either,
enough.
but
enough.
I just thought it was interesting that Jared brought that up, and they specifically made that and then cut it out of the movie.
Just
Like,
for running time.
Yeah, Terry O'Quinn's performance physically is enough to explain why he's doing what he's doing, because he looks out of his mind in every single frame of this film.
And he seems to be almost shifting in and out of different personalities, the way he talks to himself when he's in the basement.
He is. He's absolutely doing
So
it.
you're familiar with the true story behind this?
His basement freakouts
Yeah.
are
So
fucking
some
fantastic.
guy had a family and a bunch of kids out east somewhere. I think New Jersey. I'm not sure.
New
where.
Jersey.
New Jersey. Then he went and wiped them all out. He killed all his entire family, moved to California, and started a new one. And then he was having fine, had kids. He was going great, and he had an assumed name. Then America's Most Wanted came out about this, and they got him.
Oh, wow.
John Fist, I think.
Yeah,
something
I
like
can't remember his
that.
name,
Yeah.
but it was a true story. Well, he did it once
Wow.
though. He only wiped out his family once. It
Well,
wasn't.
and that's another thing that I think is so great about this movie is that you don't know what the names are of the other families. So when he says Jill, that could be like 6 families back.
Yeah, I know.
And I loved that they had that period where he realized everything was kind of coming apart. So he quits his job and he starts taking the ferry to go set up his new situation with his new family and his new house.
And he's talking to that woman who's raking the leaves.
Yeah, who just happens
that's one
to
of
be
the
a
most
widow.
uncomfortable. That's one of the most uncomfortable scenes in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
Also, perfect job if you want to do this kind of thing is being a realtor. Oh my God, you're in people's houses all the time.
Right.
It's nuts. All right, well, we can do thumbs, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For
Dude,
sure.
I was surprised how much it affected me. I was in terms of like just
Quinn.
It was just really well done.
Nails it.
Yeah.